Okay, find the value of k so that the function this. Now what is missing here again is you just need to write here is continuous at x is equal to 0. So it is given that this function is continuous at x is equal to 0. Okay, we proceed exactly similarly. Find out the left hand limit, because we need to check at x is equal to 0. So we find out the left hand limit at x is equal to 0. Limit x tends to 0 minus fx. Minus, and for values that are lesser than 0, the value of the function is 1 minus cos 4x divided by 8x squared. Okay, now to evaluate this limit, we put 0 minus x is equal to h. We get x is equal to minus h. Therefore, as x tends to 0 minus h tends to 0. Therefore, left hand limit is limit h tends to 0 you have 1 minus cos 4 minus h divided by 8 into minus h square. So this is limit h tends to 0. 1 minus cos minus 4h divided by 8h square. Which is equal to limit h tends to 0. Because cos absorbs the negative sign, simply are left with 1 minus cos 4h divided by 8h square. Okay, so how do you evaluate this limit? Limit h tends to 0. You always, and remember, you are always welcome to evaluate the limit as L'Hospital rule also. Okay, you can always use L'Hospital rule, but I'm not using L'Hospital rule. So 1 minus cos 4h can be written as 2 sine square 2h divided by 8h square. Now this cancels here. Okay, so what you do here is you can take 1 by 4 out of the limit to get sine square 2h divided by 4h square. So now you can write this as 1/4 limit h tends to 0 sine square 2h divided by 2. If I write this as 2h square, okay, write this as 2h square. What is extra that is left here? One-fourth limit h tends to 0 sine 2h by 2h square. Okay, so you get 1/4 of square of this limit sine 2h by 2h, and you know that limit x tends to 0 sine x by x is equal to 1. Okay, so this you get as 1/4 into 1 square, and the value of this limit you getting as 1/4. So we have evaluated the left hand limit. Now we find out the right hand limit. X tends to 0 plus fx, which is equal to limit x tends to 0 plus, and for again for x not equal to 0, we take the value of the function as 1 minus cos 4x by 8x square. So now if you put x minus 0 is equal to h, it is the same as putting x is equal to h. So we keep it as it is. 2 sine square 2x by 8x square. Again, this cancels here. In fact, you will get the same limit here. That is 1/4 limit x tends to 0 plus sine 2x by 2x square, which is equal to 1/4 into 1 square, which is equal to 1/4. So the right hand limit is also equal to 1/4. Now, what is the value of fx at x is equal to 0? F0. F0 here is equal to k. Okay, since fx is continuous, at x is equal to 0, left hand limit must be equal to right hand limit, must be equal to the value of the function at x is equal to 0. So that means you get k is equal to 1/4. And that is the value of k that you need to find out. Fine. So this finishes our question here, question number 5. Move on to question number 6. Question number 6. Given fx is equal to, we have sine a plus 1 x plus 2 sine x divided by x. This is when x is less than 0. Is equal to 2 when x is equal to 0. And is equal to root 1 plus bx minus 1 by x. This is for x greater than 0. Okay. So if fx is continuous at x is equal to 0, so it is given to you that it is continuous at x is equal to 0, you need to find a value of a and b. We proceed exactly similarly. F, let's find the left hand limit first. Left hand limit f0 is equal to limit x tends to 0 minus. Now for values that are lesser than 0, what is the value of the function? It is sine a plus 1 x plus 2 sine x divided by x. This is the value of the function. Okay. Now how to evaluate this limit? You put 0 minus x is equal to h. That means you get x is equal to minus h. Therefore, as x tends to 0 minus, h tends to 0. So therefore, put the value here. Limit h tends to 0. Sine a plus 1 into minus h plus 2 sine minus h whole divided by minus h. So this is equal to limit h tends to 0 sine minus h times a plus 1. and sine of minus theta is minus sine theta, so you can write this as minus 2 sine h divided by h. This is limit h tends to 0 minus sine h into a plus 1 minus 2 sine h divided by h minus h in fact. So now if you see, you can, if you take minus common from the numerator, the minus sign in the numerator and denominator are going to cancel. You simply get sine h times a plus 1 plus 2 sine h divided by h. Okay, and how to evaluate this limit? You separate the limits. So you have limit h tends to 0. Here you can separate this as sine h a plus 1 by h plus 2 sine h by h. You get limit h tends to 0 sine h times a plus 1 by h into twice limit h tends to 0 sine h by h. Okay, so this is the value of limit h tends to 0, sine h by h is 1. So therefore you can take, which is 2 into 1, you can take 2 out of the limit and write this as twice limit h tends to 0 sine h times a plus 1 by h. Okay, now you only have to evaluate this limit. So twice limit, there is a plus sign here. I thought this to be a multiplication sign. So therefore, this is actually limit h tends to 0 sine h times a plus 1 by h plus 2 into 1, not 2 into 1, not into 2 into 1, it is plus 2 into 1. Okay, limit h tends to 0 sine h times a plus 1, and in the denominator also you take h times a plus 1. So what is the extra that you have added? You have added a plus 1. So you can take, multiply this by a plus 1. Now you can take a plus 1 out of the limit and simply write this as limit h tends to 0 sine h a plus 1 divided by h a plus 1. So the value of this limit is 0. So you're simply getting a plus 1 into 1. The value of this limit is 1. So this is a plus 1. So we have managed to calculate the left hand limit. So we now proceed to find out the right hand limit, RF0. RF0 is defined as limit x tends to 0 plus fx. And if you see the function, a value is lesser than 0, the value of the limit function is root a plus the root 1 plus bx minus 1 by x. We write this limit x tends to 0 plus root 1 plus bx minus 1 divided by x. Now, to evaluate this limit, you can put x minus 0 is equal to h, but that is nothing but changing from x to h. So you can work with x tends to 0 plus only. How do you evaluate this limit? You rationalize the numerator of this function by multiplying the numerator and denominator by root 1 plus bx plus 1. Okay. and in the numerator you have a plus a square minus b square form. So this is simply a plus 1 plus bx minus 1. Root 1 plus bx plus 1. So here you see this plus 1 minus 1 cancels. So you get limit x tends to 0 plus bx divided by x into root 1 plus bx minus 1. Again you see this cancels here, x. Okay, so now you can take b out of the limit. 1 divided by root 1 plus bx minus 1. Now if you put x is equal to 0 here, you are getting still an undefined form you are getting. Or is this? No, this is plus 1. You will not get an undefined form. I am writing minus 1, this should be plus 1. Now you can put x is equal to 0, which is equal to b into 1 by root 1 plus b into 0 plus 1. So you get here b by 1 plus 1, which is equal to b by 2. So this is the value of the right hand limit. Also, what is the value of the function at x is equal to 0? If you see, the value of the function at x is equal to 0 is 2, right? Also f0 is equal to 2. So since fx is continuous at x is equal to 2, it is given to you. Therefore, what do you have? Left hand limit at x is equal to 0 must be equal to right hand limit must be equal to the value of the function. Now put the values. The left hand limit, we have calculated this to be a plus 1. The right hand limit, we have calculated this to be b by 2, and f0 is equal to 2. Okay, so now we are in a position to find out the value of a and b. You take a plus 1 is equal to 2, and you take b by 2 is equal to 2. That means a is equal to 1 and b is equal to 4. And that is the required values of a and b. Okay, we can proceed to the next one then. Okay, number 6 is done. Proceeding to number 7. Question is, find the values of p and q for which, again here something is missing. So fx is continuous at x is equal to pi by 2. So it is given to you that this function is continuous at x is equal to pi by 2. Okay, let's write the given function here first. Given fx is equal to 1 minus sine cube x divided by 3 cos square x for if x is less than pi by 2 is equal to p if x is equal to pi by 2 and is equal to thrice q times, sorry, not thrice, this is q times 1 minus sine x divided by pi minus 2x whole square if x is greater than pi by 2. Okay, and it is given to you that fx is continued at x is equal to pi by 2. So we find out the left hand limit. Lf pi by 2 is equal to limit x tends to pi by 2 minus fx is equal to limit x tends to pi by 2 minus, and what is the value of the function for values that are lesser than pi by 2? It is 1 minus sine cube x divided by 3 cos square x. Okay, to evaluate this limit, we put x minus pi by 2 or pi by 2 minus x, because this is the left hand limit. So pi by 2 minus x is equal to h. That means x is equal to pi by 2 minus h. Therefore, as x tends to pi by 2 minus, you have h tends to 0. Okay, so therefore L f pi by 2 is equal to limit h tends to 0, 1 minus sine cube, put the value of x, pi by 2 minus h, divided by 3 cos square pi by 2 minus h. So you get here limit h tends to 0, 1 minus sine pi by 2 minus h is how much? It is cos, right? So cos cube h divided by, again cos pi by 2 is sine h, so this becomes sine square h, right? Now what you do here is, in order to evaluate this limit, you can break up the numerator in terms of a cube minus b cube form. So a cube minus b cube is a minus b into a square plus b square plus ab. And the denominator, what you do here is, you write this as 1 thrice 1 minus cos square h. So you get limit h tends to 0, 1 minus cos h into 1 plus cos square h plus cos h divided by 3 into 1 plus cos h into 1 minus cos h. So what happens here, 1 minus cos h will actually cancel from the numerator and denominator. Okay, so now are we in a position to put h is equal to 0? Yes, if we put h is equal to 0, we are going to get a determinate form. So 1 plus cos square 0 plus cos 0 divided by thrice 1 plus cos 0, which is equal to okay. So you're getting this as 3 by 3 into 2. You're getting this as half. Okay, so the value of the left hand limit is half. Now we proceed to find out the right hand limit. R f half f pi by 2 is equal to limit x tends to pi by 2 plus fx is equal to limit x tends to pi by 2. And what is the value of x for values that are greater than pi by 2? It is q into 1 minus sine x by pi minus 2x whole square. So q into 1 minus sine x by pi minus 2x whole square. Okay, so this is pi by 2 plus. Now in order to evaluate this limit, what we do, we write x minus pi by 2 is equal to h. That means you get x is equal to pi by 2 plus h. Therefore, as x tends to 0, pi by 2 plus h tends to 0. Therefore, r f pi by 2 is equal to limit h tends to 0 uh, q times 1 minus sine, put the value of x, pi by 2 plus h, divided by pi minus 2x twice pi by 2 plus h whole square, okay, which is equal to limit h tends to 0 q times. Now, how much is sine pi by 2 plus h? It is equal to cos h, right? It's in the second quadrant. The sign is positive. And here we get pi minus pi minus 2h whole square. Okay. So these two cancel. So what we effectively get here is you can take q out of this. So to get limit h tends to 0. Now 1 minus cos h can be written as sine square h by 2. And in the denominator, you are left with a 4h square, right? Which is equal to q times limit h tends to 0 sine square h by 2. Now we also need an h by 2 in the denominator because in the numerator you have sine square h by 2. In fact, you need h square by 4 in the denominator. So you write this as h square by 4. So what is it extra that I have taken here? I have taken extra as I need a 4 here, so I can multiply this by 16, right? Then I'll get an. So what I do here is I take q by 16 out of this. Okay, I'm getting a 2 sine square h here. Okay, I'm getting a 2 sine square h. So I can take 2q out here. Okay, so this is 2q divided by, and I can take 16 out to be left with limit h tends to 0 sine square h by 2 divided by h square by 4. So what is it that I left with here? Q by 8 limit h tends to 0 sine h by 2 by h by 2 square. That is why I had written the denominator as h square by 4. So I get q by 8 times limit h tends to 0 sine h by 2 by h by 2 square. So which is q by 8 into 1 square, which is equal to q by 8. Okay, so we have found the right hand limit also. Now only left is value of the function at x is equal to pi by 2. So f pi by 2 is how much? If you look at the function, f pi by 2 is p, right? At x is equal to pi by 2, the value of the function is p. So f pi by 2 is equal to p. Now we say since fx is continuous at x is equal to 0, left hand limit must be equal to right hand limit. Oh, this is pi by 2, not 0. X is equal to pi by 2. Is equal to f pi by 2. Now what is the left hand limit that we had found out? The left hand limit we had found out above to be half. The right hand limit we have found this out to be q by 8. And the value of the function at x is equal to pi by 2 is p. So which means half is equal to p and q by 8 is equal to p. Yes. So therefore q by 8 is equal to p means put the value of p. How much have we got? Q by 8 is equal to half. That means q is equal to 8 by 2, which is equal to 4. So hence what are the values of p and q? We are getting p is equal to half and we are getting q is equal to 4. Fine. So that finishes with number 7. Okay. So this is what I'll stop here.